Hey everybody, this is Steve Cook with Premier Guitar and PremierGuitar.com. To my left, to your right, Ashdown Rootmaster EVO Evolution 500 on top, and then underneath it is the EVO 210 cabinet. Let's go from the bottom to the top. The cabinet is a 210 cab. It's very light, very easy on the back, 300 watts at 8 ohms. It's a little powerhouse killer. This guy on top, 500 watts, and just packed with features, top to bottom. You know, we review a lot of stuff here at Premier Guitar, and we tend to, you know, not getting on anybody's case or anything, but we tend to review a lot of gear that's expensive, and sometimes it's a little bit out of reach. This rig right here, out of the door, retail is like 700 bucks, like the whole thing. And that appeals a lot to weekend warriors, hobbyists, things like that. You don't have $3 to drop on a bass rig. But Ashdown has shown up to save the day, and the head by itself retails, I think it's $499. So again, that's retail. You probably get it for about $450. But again, a feature-packed amplifier that will get you there and doesn't break the bank. So let's talk about the control panel and just talk about the amp in general, which is why we're here. This is a heavy-duty chassis on top, rugged steel. We've got the patented, famous Ashdown VU meter over here. These are the inputs, of course. It looks like a lot going on, but and it is a lot going on. So the EQ on top, this is the in and out. For that, I had the EQ in on the top, and I had a little bit of a smiley face going on, as you can see, with the bass, middle, and treble. And then if you want to tailor your low mids or your high mids, you can do that with these controls here. And again, those are at 240 and 1.5. So then down here on the lower stretch, we've got the shape switch, which makes the smiley face EQ. So I was actually smile on smile. Smile on smile crimes. And over here is probably the, you know, best switch for me. That's the mute switch. Kidding. But you know that you're muted by the blue illumination, which is pretty cool. So then from right to left, or your left to right, we've got the input. We've got the compressor, which we'll talk about shortly. We've got a drive mechanism. We've got a sub control here, and then we've got the output, and then the output for the DI. So here's the back panel of the Rootmaster EVO 500. Very simple layout. We will go from left to right to left for you at home. This is your power switch. This is the cooling fan. Okay, that's already done. Look at that, just like that. This is your effects loop. This is your line in. It seems like a lot of people are putting the 1/8 inch in for your phone or for, you know, your other machines to practice with, which is a really great feature. This is your foot switch input, and this is the FS2. I was talking about earlier how you can control the drive and the sub. As long as you have the multi-ring tip on your foot switch, you can put that in there and control both. DI, and then these are your speak-ons out. Now, let's go over here and talk about the sub. What this does is it throws an octave on your signal. And you can use this sparingly, or you can use it all the way. It is also controlled by a foot switch that you can plug into the back. So I'm going to play, and then we're going to play with some sub, then some more sub, and then some more sub, so you can hear what this does. So right now there's a little bit of sub on there, so you can hear just a little bit of the bottom end being added to it. And when you use it this setting, then you're sort of filling up the room a little bit better, and you don't have the full-on octave pedal, so it's not really crazy. You're not going into super funk land, but what you are is you are adding some frequency to fill it up a little bit. Now let's go to funk land. And you can hear exactly what that sub does. So I'm gonna roll that back off for the rest of the day until we get a little bit crazier. So now let's talk about the drive mechanism. Here we are with the control. There's no tube in here, it's just an emulated drive. but we can access it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about halfway, and then we'll go all the way up. That way you can tell kind of where the grit is. If you want to go full bore, just add a little bit of dirt to your signal. So let's start low. And that's fun. So now let's go a little bit hotter. Which is really fun. I'll go ahead and dime this out, just because we can. Okay, we did talk about the sub and the octave. I'm gonna put that on real quick, just because we can. So yeah, just enough rope to hang yourself, but it's a lot of fun while we're there, right? So dirt, a little bit of sub-octave harmonics, that's fun. Let's take the drive off there, and let's talk about the compression real quick. So right now the compression is activated, but it's not really on. So I'm gonna kind of ramp this up slowly so you can hear what the compression on the RM-500 does. All right, here we go. We'll go a little bit hotter. So again, really nice and really useful stuff. I mean, you've got a lot of great little features built in here. If you don't want to run a pedal board, you've got a drive mechanism, you've got an octave, you've got a compressor, which is all very nice. You have a very detailed EQ. I will get to the smiley face EQ in a second. So, but you've got, again, a lot going on with this really nice little amp. So the smiley EQ is out. And we'll just go ahead and roll this flat so you can just hear the amplifier. Now that is just amp. That is just basically the Fender Squier, P-Bass with Seymour Duncan pickups into this. We're also using the Royer R121 into an Amp-G Quartet in the Pro Tools. So, but we've also got a DI on this too, so you're kind of getting both because we needed to show the cabinet. But here we are flat, and I'm gonna take the EQ out. Of course, that doesn't do anything when it is flat, but, and there's the shape, there's the smiley face. So it helped this bass out tremendously with just one button. Now it sounds fantastic because you've got a lot of EQ control, you've got a lot of sub-harmonic control, and of course compression on here. So a lot of fun things to play with, a lot of tonal range. And again, the whole thing is like $700 out the door. I'll cut you a deal, $650. Come see me. But seriously, Rootmaster EVO 500 from Ashdown with the matching EVO cabinet 210. Great little, very light, user-friendly amplifier. So make sure you check that out at your local store. Make sure you check out the written review at premierguitar.com or the print, which I prefer, the magazine, because everybody likes getting stuff in the mail. And so, thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Buy war bonds. Do all the things you're supposed to do. I'll see you real soon. Thanks.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on PremierGuitar.com.